Hello, friends. It's cold in Indianapolis, and I have a heater behind me, so I just quieted the heater. I'm going to sit here, and I'm going to start talking. To respect the name Zuni Blue, I did wear a sleeveless dress. It's a blue color. Let's see. By the way, the camera on YouTube here, it's pretty good. They upgraded the whole big systems and it looks really good. So also I'm gonna take a couple minutes to adjust. If you guys were here, I could ask you if you could hear me real well, because I'm using only microphone on the computer, but yeah, I'm not using earphones. That maybe would improve the quality of sound. Okay. Sitting in a better position. So I'd like to give you a little talk. Looks like I'm here by myself right now. Probably I could go on Facebook and give the link to this video. Let's see. Okay. I'm not sure if I have the link. 2 minutes passed. Okay, so I'll just deliver my message for today. And so I wanted to talk about muscle testing. Muscles, as you know, is one of your systems in your body. And the question is your body connected to truth? Kinesiology believes that your body is connected to truth through your muscles. And the body always has an innate connection to the truth, which I believe actually is the soul living inside your body. It's a little so weird to be all by yourself. Okay, so your spine, your vertebra, neck, yeah, has 7 vertebrae. The very first one is called Atlas, and it actually participates in you saying yes. You know, kind of like this vertical line, yeah? You are confirming vertical line, yes. The second vertebra, called axis, and you use it to say no, which is kind of like horizontal, yeah? Vertical, yes, and horizontal, no. So that's one thing, like when you read your pendulum, I have this unique tool called Tensor. I'll demonstrate it to you. So if pendulum goes, you know, that's the camera. If pendulum goes this way, that's kind of like a head saying yes. And if it goes kind of like this way, that's kind of like a plus. You see, plus, plus. And then the second line that takes to make it plus, which is actually by itself is a minus. That's kind of like saying no. And axis, second vertebra, we use it to say no. And pendulum, you see, moves that way too. Yes, straightforward. No, this way. So also interesting, there is a children book. It's called The Rock and the Stick. You can Google it if you've never read it as a child, if it's never been read to you. But the stick is actually kind of like also like number one, right? Kind of like masculine. And the rock is kind of like a space, yeah? Number two, feminine. So, yeah, they made even a movie called Yes, right? When you say yes to everything, and how then you are kind of like, because yes is a connector, right? Yes is a connector, and when you say yes, one thing connects to other things, and when they unite, it becomes a stronger energy. So in your body, when your body is testing yes, all of the systems of your body are connected to each other, and that's why the body gives you a strong response, which is a yes, yesum. And when the things are disconnected, then it's a weak response, which is a no, is a weak response. When the body, and I believe, like, soul and spirit, one of the differences between soul and spirit, as long as you are not emotionless zombie, your soul always lives inside your body. And spirit is thing that comes and goes. When spirit comes, you are inspired. You have this impulse, do things, push spirit. And spirit sometimes is angry because how much impulse it takes, like, to be so active, like with, hugely driven emotion. So when your soul resides always inside your body. And because basically, you see, like, even when we talk about the mind and consciousness, there is as you know, conscious and unconscious. Unconscious, most people are when we are asleep, or the wind is taken out of us and we actually kind of like fell into the state of unconsciousness. And also there is subconscious and superconscious, yeah? Subconscious actually lives inside your body. It's like iceberg. The body that you can see is the top of the iceberg, but emotions that live inside your body from many, many years ago is like bottom of the iceberg, which is actually bigger than the seen part, right? Superconscious is when you align yourself with this hugest yes, because it puts you on this vertical line. And on that vertical line, you connect kind of like to superconscious. You connect to God. And God is not taken as like personality like God, yeah? God is taken and meant by me like the highest vision, highest truth, highest justice, and the heart of everything superconscious that actually I myself see in absolutely everything, elements, every milligram of all the existence, millimeter and such. So there is a way of aligning yourself with superconscious, yeah? And in that way, you actually invite the spirit inside you, which actually can kind of like marry what you feel inside you, like spirit and soul unite, and you get stronger, a lot more stronger. If the consciousness is not that developed, and how to develop is a different question for sure. So if the consciousness is not developed, then at least you can start working on developing like awareness of your yes and no. Because deep inside, you always know about any question. Is it yes for you or is it no for you? When it's yes, the whole body is stronger because muscles, ligaments, the blood inside you that flows, certain directions, everything is connected. And as a result of that connection, you are stronger and body tests stronger. It got chilly, so I'm going to turn up the heat here behind me. Just a sec. Otherwise, my nose started getting wet a little bit. As body changes, water releases. So, so the general question, should you trust the muscle testing? Because muscle testing, can always give you that answer to the question, like, is it yes or is it no for you? Whatever it is, the food you should eat or not, the man or the woman you should date or not, or even worse, marry or not. Is it this person or that person? Is it this job or that job? Is it this decision or that decision? And and actually, I can even say who are the people who, like, if you learn this muscle testing, yes and no, who would be the best candidates to learn this technique? There are only 9 numbers, because 10, it's already 1 and 0. So 9 numbers, 1 to 9, and they correspond to the major planets. And like if you have certain numbers in your birthday, then it means you have strong energy of that planet. And for example, like the people out of 9 numbers, there are 2 numbers that is like very important for you guys and girls, possibly to learn the muscle testing. The first number is number 2. What does it mean, number 2? Number 2 is a moon energy. And moon energy, as we all know, tends to vacillate, yeah? Every 14 days, we have a full moon. And another 14 days, it goes almost to 0, to very thin moon. So, and the person who has a 2 in his birthday, either being born on February, for example, December is more or less balanced because there is a 1 and 2 there, number 12. But even like November, it's a 2 made out of 2 ones. So, and if you were born on a 2nd, or if you were born on 20, anything, 20, 21, 28, 29, there is a 2 there. So 2 is a person who always kind of like gets lost between his yes and no. And that wobbling takes a lot of life energy out of life, and like you lose time on it too, not knowing your yeses and nos. So it's recommended that you learn to understand, to listen to understand, to comprehend the soul truth inside you. Also, if you have number 7 in your birthday, because 7, the first 35 years of life, it's 7 kind of lives in a sort of like a mist, a fog, kind of like lost, no direction. Okay. In 2003, I think, I was in New York, Brooklyn, Russian part of it. I met this lady. We were just waiting maybe for something like, and we talked. And she shared with me how her daughter was suffering so many years. And she finally, it's still chilly, I'm going to get my jacket. You see, even though there is no one live listening to me, because YouTube is not advertising my video, I guess. But I know that when I will hang this video on my channel, it will still get some views and maybe more views, because live is best. And it's just way to go and way to be, guys. And at least on Facebook, I know 3 or 4 people wanted to see this video. And I remember these girls. Those girls are in front of me in my mind. And it's hard to talk to no one, but I know those girls, like if they will even in the future listen to me, then, live is best to go, as I found out. And I'm really happy about that. Because it's been a long, 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 long road to come here and to be with you guys, with the people. So this lady in New York, she shared with me that her daughter suffered many years from all kinds of ailments. Finally, she found a naturopathic doctor, and the doctor muscle tested her daughter and gave them herb and a homeopathic remedy, which totally took care of the daughter's condition, and she was healthy. So, and myself, in 2008, October, I went to my first Vipassana retreat. Vipassana is a silence retreat. It's 10 days of silence. Silence means you don't entertain your mind. I mean, you're not only silent, your visuals, your eyes are closed, like you don't get visual input from the world, because your eyes are always kind of like down, and you use the 10 days just to breathe and bring your mind awareness, just like down the body and up the body, down the body and up the body. And that's the 10 days. So, and I remember that kind of that was first day, 10 days of silence for me. And all the things that were stifled inside the body, thought patterns and emotions, and some things that you were not worked through, because when you live life and you push yourself forward, without enough time to just stop and just be present. So with the silence of your mind, so anyway, some of my health problems started after that 10-day Vipassana, and in 2009, I enrolled myself first into CNHP, Certified Natural Health Professionals.org, with a home in Warsaw, Indiana. If you are curious, cnhp.org. And very soon afterwards, to naturopathic doctor program. So, bottom line for our 19 minutes of talk, yes, you can trust muscle testing, and it's really good for you, especially with the birthday 2 or 7 numbers in your birthday. It's very good for you to learn your own muscle testing, because if it's a really person who you trust who is muscle testing for you, then it's cool. because that trust is like you saying and your therapist saying yes to each other, and the energy gets stronger. But if you are not trusting, even if your therapist like really trusts that the therapist is able to help you, but some part of you is saying no, you see there is already like disconnect, and the answer will not be the same. But you know how in integrity you are with yourself, and you feel like and if you are not in integrity, then you can develop integrity even like by practicing this. So I'll start with the pendulums. I think once maybe on the opera I saw one lady saying like, this is charged plus, this is charged minus, this is neutral, so you have to take it with 3 fingers, the pendulum. But interestingly, like these live videos, it switches. Life is very dynamic and energies switch all the time too. So basically, maybe taking it like with the three fingers is still advisable and is good to work with the pendulum. To work with the pendulum, to work with the pendulum. Pendulum. One girl, my new friend from United Kingdom, showed me this way. Like, so you can just take the end of the pendulum, like right in the middle of your palm, like this, and then hold it like this. And work. And I actually never tried this before, but I'm sure it will work. So check it out. Show me yes. You see? Vertical. So that's yes. Okay, stop, please. Show me no. Okay, stop, please. Okay, show me no. Okay, show me yes for sure. This is, you see, it's going like clockwise in a big circle. You see? And as I said, big circle, it's funny, yeah? You see, guys, to learn to work with the pendulum, I think it's a cool thing. It's a good thing, even from the standpoint to understand that your thoughts are real. And back in time when I started like learn to work with it, I also invented myself fourth question. I don't know. You see? And it's like from where I'm seeing it, it's like turning counterclockwise. And that's I don't know. Okay, thank you, stop. So now I'm going to show you like a trick about our thoughts being real, you see? I'm just mentally asking it. I'm just not telling it, but mentally asking, okay, I'm saying, thank you, stop. Thank you, okay. Okay, next, mentally saying. And I just mentally said, thank you, stop, and it stopped. Do you see? Isn't that amazing? So you see, even just like asking mentally, but okay, maybe it's like my mind. I've been always told your thoughts are very loud, yeah? It's because my mental body is kind of strong, yeah? Strong. What made it strong is a different question. So next time I have this live, I think I need to prepare like a lot more precise in terms of advertising, saying, Instagram, I'm alive. What else? Like Facebook, I'm alive. Twitter, I'm alive. Come see me. Come ask questions. This is a very long one, yeah, but this is kind of like a second pendulum. So it's a yes. And the yeah, I when I worked, like I got it long because I loved like wrapping it around two fingers, and then like in the middle taking it, like, like, so kind of like with the three fingers. Show me yes. Show me no. Okay. So also, guys, like these are just kind of like necklaces. Yeah, you can use a necklace for that too. Um, show me yes. This is left hand. Usually I do it with my right hand. Show me no. See, the necklace works too. Other kind of necklace. Show me yes. Show me no. See? Show me yes. Yeah, see? Yes. Show me no. Funny, huh? All of your yeses and nos live inside you. I think I watched so many live videos in the last 2.5 weeks that I discovered the live videos, that that um, like I really feel like I'm alive, like with you guys now, even though it's like zero people present, but I feel like I'm really with the people right now. Okay, so before I show you a tensor and tell you a little bit about tensor, which is really amazing tool, and I think even like pendulums, like if you have strong thoughts, yeah, this is actually something very, very important to say, like and that's why I'm saying that learn to work with the pendulum yourself. But like even when you ask these questions, like certain questions, like if you would be asking questions right now, I would be checking if I'm aligned with truth, if I'm in 100% in truth. I would be asking those questions. Do I have a stewardship to answer that question coming from you? Maybe I would be asking that question before I would answer your yes and no question. And when I mean, it's really best to learn it for yourself. But if you are like a therapist and you're already using that, you're probably aware, because and if you're gonna use it for someone else, you have to be aware that you have to be like in a total alignment with truth, which is like truth, not my truth, but kind of like truth that includes all, like in the highest good of all. Yeah, which to me is like if I connect to the heart of God and my team called Heart of God, then I feel like I'm in complete truth. And because the surest preconceived notion, like answering the question, if your mind or your feelings or your experience, prior life experience already knows like, oh, this is a yes, oh, this is a no, then this thing would be following your yes and no that you already preconceived. That's why you have to be in the clear. And it like takes some practice not to have any preconceived notions about helping with someone with a yes and no. You have to be in the clear. Keep all of the yes and no thoughts out. Feelings, emotions, experience out. That's only how you then trust the muscle testing. So I want to say a few words how you also, I mean, there is a lot of videos on YouTube. I bet you will not find a video with the tensor. That you will get only here. This is a wood that I will demonstrate it a little later. It's amazing thing, yeah? And truly, I feel like this, like, because you see, even in silence, when I ask the questions, like show me a, show me no, you see it already showed, like it moved with that. Well, actually, tensor does that for me too. If you practice it later, like comment and let me know, how did it work for you? When you said mentally, show me yes, show me no, did it work for you? So, yeah, I wanted to say a few words about like how do you, if you never ever muscle tested, How do you start? Guys, look, it's actually very interesting how you learn it with two hands. With, let's say, if you are like I'm right-handed, actually I'm like maybe relearned right-handed, but with your left hand you take this, which is kind of like a rock, yeah, like a zero. Okay, like a rock. If it's a rock, then I'll call it feminine. And then with the right finger, you take your index finger, like a 1, and like masculine. And you see, you put the 1 inside the 0, like this, yeah, like this. And you ask a question. In the beginning, you start with like very simple questions, like, is my name such and such? Do I live in such and such city? Am I such and such old? Do I have a child by such and such name? Which is kind of like really absolute yes and no questions. Yeah, I mean close to absolute anyway. So, and then after you ask the question, you wait. And sometimes some people teach like wait 4 seconds, like STOP. And then you move your one finger, index finger, and you see if the rock holds, if it's strong, or if it releases. Because if it's a strong, as I said, everything in the body is connected, and it's however you push it, it's able to withstand that strength. So that's a yes. And if it breaks it, then it's not connected. It's a no. It's a disruptor. It's a no. Not everything connected in the body. Your soul always knows. Your soul knows the truth that lives inside your body. To be with you guys, I even changed completely, legally, fully changed my name. Maybe some of you know I used to be Jeren, Jayron from Arabic, dear, Jeren. And I actually had many initiations, and I actually have many names. Yeah, it's kind of like a rainbow too. Yeah, but just to be with you, I even went to a lesson through a lesson of becoming no one, kind of like in that Game of Thrones, you know. And I completely changed my name. So watch me. Is my name Anna Krista? Hold. You see how strong? Is my name Jiren? Is my name Anna Krista? You see? Is my name Jeren? 1, 2, 3, 4. Imagine that. Do I live in Indianapolis? Do I live in Istanbul? Am I 62 years old? Physically, am I 62 years old? Not by calendar, but like by the energetic body in my body. Am I 62? That was a little bit of a tricky question, you see. Okay. This is so funny. This is second time I'm doing this. I'm catching myself, and it actually means certain something. Come back and learn it when I will be giving you a lecture about the what is it? The systemic vector psychology. And I think I will call that lecture The Holes in the Human Body, 8 or 9, maybe. Okay. So, but this, yeah. So basically, when you practice a lot with the very simple, precise questions, then you will kind of like get a knack of it. And then you can, like, you know, with the time to switch to one hand. I was very impressed when I took these workshops called The Way of the Heart with Kimberly Herkert and Daniel Goudonat. Also, then Kimberly was teaching them with a psychologist also called Edward, I think. Anyway, so The Way of the Heart. When I was there first time, I was very impressed how she was standing in the middle of a big circle of people present. Her hands were down like this, and in her hands with one hand I would see like, yeah, like constantly like her checking. She was reading the energy of the group by like yes and no, yes and no, you know. And I was very impressed how she could do that with one hand. Took me a long time to learn it, to do it with one hand. I'll show you in a minute. But basically muscle testing is kind of like, you know, like in life, first you go, unless you have like everything private, to kinder care, kindergarten, then you go to school, the primary, elementary school, middle school, high school. So it's kind of like muscle testing. I could kind of like maybe call a kinder care of like self-awareness, self-consciousness, you know. The more you grow that awareness, the more it's kind of like, you know, you go to higher and higher schools. So, and I wanted to say that, you know, well, like one time when I was teaching in Presidential Palace, 14 people, teaching them Turpan language, um, 14 days, 4.5 hours every day, and everybody was sitting in a circle. It was such a flight of science, fantasy, passion, enigma, mystery, driving zealousy, energy. It was just amazing. And I didn't know muscle testing then, but my eyes, because the eye vector is very developed, and also ear vector is very developed. Like it was actually a very interesting process, because with my eyes, I was feeling like my front brain is working, and with my intuition and skin and ears, I was feeling like my back brain is working, because I was analyzing all of my students, getting input from them, and at the same time intuitively picking up my next model, how I will, what will I sing, what will I dance, what I will make everybody repeat after me, so they remember that new phrase that I just made up. Not the phrase, but the how to teach it. It's called suggestopedia. Storming of subconscious comes out of using Raja Yoga, which is yoga of the mind, king of the, becoming king of your mind. So, okay. So with one finger, my favorite way is kind of like taking the middle finger, Saturn finger, and this is, I think, Jupiter finger, ego finger, putting the middle finger over the index finger like this, yeah? And asking, show me yes. You see, and it like I'm pressing real hard. I could like get like a little like callus there if I did it all the time. So this is yes. Body, okay, show me no. And look, however I try to hold the index finger up, no goes down, because something there disconnects. No is a disconnector. See, minus, disconnect. And okay, so yes and no, yes and no. And then actually, you know, like a high flight with this muscle testing. Uh, if you have lots and lots of maps, I'll introduce to one of the maps sometime in another video. But like I have tons of maps. And when you have a lot of maps, it's very easy. Like, is it column B? Is it column A? Is it row 1, row 6? Is it row 9? Is it line 1, 2? And you quickly find exactly what's going on with you on some level. And then there are also like very creative ways of releasing whatever you found or working with it. Yeah. And getting to a state of integrity when I'm okay and everything around me is okay, you know? I'm okay, world is okay, and everything is peachy. So if you know what I'm saying about these all kind of maps, share with me in the comments what kind of maps you are already using. What kind of maps, after hearing this, you went and you found. And And also let me know how you are handling this muscle testing, with your pendulum or with your fingers, 2 hands or 1 hand. Okay. Once again, should you trust someone else muscle testing for you? Only if you know that person as a person of integrity, and if you trust that person with your whole heart. Because basically sometimes when you hear yes to something good, it's actually good, because you might remember until the end of your days, because it like changed your life, because before you were wobbling and you heard that yes and you like grew the wings and you went for it. But if somebody yes no, this is a good moment, because basically all of this, and even this, or even like what I'm just about to show you, the tensor, is like all of this is like, I mostly treat them as tools, real nice tools to find like pathway to go through that map. But the map is the healing, And I do believe that absolutely most of until you need like surgery interference, I believe 99.9 things in life can be healed with the mind, which is everything around you, with the help of integrity with God, with highest truth. That mind becomes extremely powerful. I don't want to say weapon, magic stick, let's say, magic stick to heal. But all the healing comes out of mind becoming in total correlation, harmony, coming together with the body. And they can be like total, like when man and woman, like a rock and a stick make love, and when it like comes to in a most beautiful like union, of love, the mind and body, when they come together like that, the most amazing healing is possible. Guys, as I said recently, I found these live videos, and I figured out, like, people who do the live videos, they get the most following, most likes, most presence, most acceptance, most love. I'm gonna try and at least record for myself this last part. Let's see. What I wanted to say, that I feel really good giving this presentation. Really good. And why lives are so good, it's because, you see a real person, right? Nothing is cut out, nothing is edited. Okay, so let's see here. Video, okay. Okay, and if I have a little extra, because I don't know how to take that video from YouTube, I will be able, correcting a little bit the screen. There you go. I will be able to share it on Instagram and separate, like maybe on TikTok. Okay. Hello, TikTok. Dr. Anna Kristogoya with you. And you can call me Rainbow Doctor. And it's a little presentation about the tensor. In the future live videos, I will be answering your yes and no question. And it's not going to be so far. It's not going to be a tarot card. It's... I think this tensor is very impressive thing, and it actually, the person who invented it, he works with spirits, like disembodied spirits too, because spirit is like Holy Spirit, from God, or it's spirits who kind of like got lost, earthbound souls, for example, earthbound spirits. So anyway, In my live YouTube video, I might give you a link. I shared about pendulum, and I showed on the fingers how you do the muscle testing, learning to trust the soul inside you that actually has all the answers. So yes and no and all that. But in the future videos, I will be answering your yes or no question with this thing called tensor. I love this wooden holder. There is a very thin wire, and on the end of the wire there is a like I think it's a brass. Yeah, I think it's made of brass. Yeah, little round ring. So tensor, show me yes. Okay, yes. You see, show me yes. Vertical, you see, like a head. Yes. Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you, tensor. Please stop. Show me no. Show me no. And I'll move my hand so my YouTube live can see it. Show me no. You see? Just like a head, no. You see? Okay. And show me yes for sure. Show me yes. You see, from my point of view, it starts, oh my gosh, and it's like moving big time. You see? Clockwise, it's moving clockwise, clockwise. From my standpoint, because I don't know how it's gonna like show on your side. Like, is it gonna be counterclockwise or clockwise? And fourth question that I might ask, I don't know. Show me, I don't know. And from my point of view, it starts moving counterclockwise. And I think the tensor is excited because it's moving like big time, you see? Did you guys know that virtual reality, virt from Latin word, I think it's Latin, V-I-R-T, which means zero. Virt is zero, nothing, zero, zero, one. Show me yes, show me no. Okay, guys, see you later. So, 47 minutes, 27 seconds, a second ago. It's almost 15 years I'm on YouTube, you guys. Really love all the people who have been with me through all of these years. Finally, I'm to the practical videos. I wanted to do one more theoretical videos about numbers and virtual reality and holographic reality. But since recently I found, as I said, these live videos, I found Omegle. Yes, but I do kind of a little bit this thing, kind of a little bit this thing. Okay, can I answer a yes or no question for you if you find me on Omegle on TV? And it actually was really funny how I found it from a Russian guy, Victor. I found some YouTube videos like, and it seems like you are on a stream, right? And then the faces are keep coming, and like this guy speaks like pure Korean or Chinese or Japanese, and the people are the big. And emotions, they're very attractive to people. Did you know that? Also kind of like, like unknown. Yeah, we live well, holographic reality makes us, it made the unknown a lot closer to us. Yeah, and I think actually seeing human faces is still kind of like a very pleasurable thing for a human being. Anyway, I think I said enough. I always said to you in the end of my video, happy ascension. Ascension is like getting yourself on that vertical line. Yeah, it's an absolute way, absolute pathway to truth. It never stops. To come to become like God, the ascension meaning, become more and more like God. It's an endless story. It's an infinite journey. It's an absolute truth, infinite journey. So happy ascension, my dear friends. And as always, much love to you and peace on earth.